Hey gang, this is Mike with MrNoFluff.com, and today I want to ask you guys, do you think there's going to be civil unrest? Do you think there's going to be marching on the streets like we have in France with the yellow vest movement? Why? So for many people that don't know, that food stamp or SNAP program is going to end by February, which is like in 2 weeks. So do you think when so many, over 40 million people in America take some type of government cheese, some kind of government handout, do you think that this is going to cause major problems? Now, I'm not disrespecting people that take government cheese because my parents, as a refugee, came to America and they took food stamps for a short period of times before they started, working. My dad became an ice cream man. He rode around in the worst part of town, sold ice cream, and then he worked his way up and started his own business and pulled himself up. So I don't disrespect, um, free cheese or food stamps, but there's basically three types of people: the people that really really need it and they want to just be on it for a short time. There's a type of people that or have a full-time job and they still can make ends meet and they need food stamps, okay, which is one of the major problems with central bankers because they're constantly printing money and they're making their savings, their checks, their checking accounts, the numbers look the same, but the buying power decreases. Okay, so there's a lot of groups in that, and that's what's happening in France. But let me stop there. And then you have the third group, which is the people that just are conditioned, thanks to too much big government, for them just to always to stick their hand out and never try to beat their dreams in a great country like America. So we have three types of people on government cheese, if you want to call it: the people that are just the deadbeats and they're using the systems, and not in a negative connotation. They've been conditioned that way through the system because the more people on government cheese, the bigger the government can become, etc. Okay, so it's not their own fault. Okay, some of it may be, but I'm trying to put it in a positive way. The second people are the majority, I believe, that have college degree or they don't have a college degree, but they work 40 hours or they have two jobs and they still can't make ends meet because they have minimum level paying jobs. Okay. And so those people may need food stamps, etc. And that's a major problem because this is not their fault. They're not lazy, they're working. However, they don't understand, and many people don't understand, is the inflation and so much government regulation, central bankers, that's causing this problem. All right. And then you have the people that are just like, great people and they just fell off the horse for a second and they need food stamps. Maybe they got sick, maybe their husband passed away, whatever the story is. And they just may need it for just a couple of months before they get back and find a job or start a business and work themselves out. Okay. So the point I'm trying to say is that there's going to be 40 million people that are going to get their pay. Okay. And it's basically their pay. This is how they survive. This is how they pay for their medicine. This is how they pay for their food, etc. Okay. And do you think that the reason we're trying to pull in the troops, okay, from other bases all over the world that were policing people, do you think we're trying to pull that stuff in because there's going to be civil unrest here? If you think about it, uh, we have 800,000 federal workers, they're not getting paid, right? And if you add that up with the uh, 40 million people that are not going to be getting their money, right? Is that going to cause uncivil? And what about when the bubble pops, right? And then these big banks that have been gambling with people's money, with people's pensions, with people's 401s, they lose that. Do you think people are going to be upset about that, guys? And you know, we all know that since the beginning of time, no wall has ever stopped anyone from coming anywhere. We had the Chinese wall, the Russian wall. I mean, you can go back to history. So, what is the urgency? Is it to keep people from going out? Um, or I mean, I don't know, because I think that people that smuggle drugs are probably using like airplanes, and just like they got busted with the CIA doing it back in previous wars. So you know, um, my point is, Too much big government has caused so many people to, over 40 million people, to not be able to provide for themselves, no matter if they have a college degree, no matter if they're working one job, no matter if they're working two jobs, right? They're not able to do that. Why do you think the civil unrest is happening in France? If you listen to CNN, they tell you something different. But it's just average people, usually French people, white people, civilized people, college educated people. They got a job. They went this the traditional way. Now they can't pay for their food. They can't pay for their gas because they're working one job. They're working two jobs, and things are still more expensive. Okay, why are they more expensive? Because we're based on a fractional reserve lending system, which means that the banks, whatever bank you use, community bank, whatever you go to, if we all went to the bank right now and demanded for our money, for our deposits, they wouldn't have the money. Not even one third of us. If there was 10 of us and we did one eighth of us or 1/10 of us, they wouldn't have the money because the system is based on illusion. Right? They don't even have your money. So right now, for example, when this crash comes and they're gonna get these banks are gonna get wiped out because they're like gambling so much that we can't even understand. Well, this time they're going to just go into your checking account, go into your banking account, and take that. Okay, and that's the laws are made for them, dude. Okay, so in this next crash, in my opinion, it's going to be a wealth change. The bankers are going to take even more money from the people. Right? You're way more money from the people. The the laws are made for them. They're too big to fail. We have to bail them out. For example, does that sound fair to you? When they're making all the money, right? They don't come and give the people any money for having too much surplus. But when that gamble becomes too risky and they lose, then we have to go bail them out. That doesn't make sense. They get all the fun, they get all the profits. However, we're responsible when they get too drunk and lose control of the car. Now we have to support them out. That doesn't make any sense. If we're gonna get some of the money on the downside, then we should get some of the money on the upside, right? I mean, it doesn't matter if they're GMC Ford or if it's too big to bail banks, right? It doesn't make sense. If we bail them out, then we should get some money for it. Right? We should own some ownership of that company. And in my opinion, that this crash, the bankers are not going to lose. They never lose. What they're going to do is they're going to reach into your bank, reach into your savings, and take your money. Okay, it's simple as that. All right, and on top of that, they're going to evaporate the equities and the stocks. House bubble will pop, and so on. And our grip on the petrodollar as the world currency, excuse me, is slipping. So it's going to be a crazy, crazy ride, right? And but there's also really great news too because there's a great opportunity. All these people they're not going to get paid, right? Like the 40 million people, and let's say government shutdown keeps going further. All these people that maybe they could become entrepreneurs. I mean, guys, I could teach all these people that are on uh, food stamps and SNAP programs to do the new flip. I could teach them how to start with $100 and 2x, 3x, 7x their money. I mean, my student Victor has done it. Other people have done it. They could do it. They don't have to just work for minimum wage or $10 and go sit in traffic. They could be an entrepreneur. Okay. They could also decrease their expenditure because we have so much expenditure that we don't even need. Right. So much. Doesn't matter if you talk to a doctor that makes 100K a month, he has expenditure of 120. You talk to a construction worker that makes $50,000 a year, he has expenditure of 75. So it doesn't matter what category it is, everyone has more expenditure. And that's an illusion of wealth, an illusion of freedom. Really not. The bankers own it. So I could teach all these people on food stamps, snaps, different strategies to help them be their dreams, man. So that's what they need. They need someone to teach them so they go out there and fly. They don't want someone to keep hanging out. Now some of them, a small percent of them do, right? But that's because they're conditioned to be in this little in a sufficiency rat race that is constantly going in thinking that they need something from the government. I mean, I don't think Big Brother, I don't think, you know, these guys can give you freedom or give you financial freedom. That only comes from you. You have it inside of you. Like, for example, you have all the stuff that you need to do. You just don't listen to yourself. You're not willing to risk it to get the biscuit. You're not willing to risk it and go follow your dreams, right? Because we're conditioned to say, hey, we need some kind of prerequisite. We need some kind of credit, business plan. We need infrastructure. We're not conditioned to say, look, and I can just start here and whatever I want to do. Sometimes I might have to do stuff I don't want to do just to learn, but eventually I can do what I want to do. That's called sacrifice, right? Many of us don't want to sacrifice. We want to get something right now. We want to get something for free, right? We don't want to put money into ideas that's going to change our life. We don't want to put money into solutions, but we're sure are willing to buy stuff, right? Like buy this or buy a nice car, but get into debt. And many people are just getting into debt left and right, right? I was just reading today that according to the Federal Reserve uh, survey, $1 trillion is owed on credit card. Guys, this is just credit cards. Okay, I don't call it credit cards. I call it debt cards. Okay, so $1 trillion is owed on the credit cards. Now, guys, that doesn't include student debt. That doesn't include auto debt. That doesn't include mortgages. Most of us don't know what even $1 trillion is. We don't even know how to write it down. What does it really mean to be $1 trillion? We really don't, dude. We really don't. We think we know. Okay. The other thing, the Federal Reserve survey said that 74% of all Americans have a credit card debt. 74% of all Americans have a credit card debt. And also, let me say this, that those numbers are way watered down. Even the survey, the note said in there, because the people are not going to be honest about how much debt they have. So these things are not accurate 100%, right? Because the numbers are way more, guys. Okay. How many of you guys own something that you actually pay for cash? I know some of you guys do. Most of you guys probably watch my channel, but majority of your friends and family probably don't, right? Your car, whatever, vacation, clothes, just now. Some of you guys will say, "Look, man, I put it on the debit card or the credit. I'm not debit card, the credit card, because I'm going to get points. I'm going to do this, dude. You're just dancing with the devil, and you're using their little sales pitches to analyze that. Hey, it's okay to get into debt. Okay, I'm not here to tell you what to do. If you want to get into that, you want to have a master. I mean, there's a lot of people that teach you how to do that, and I don't have a problem with that. Okay, you want to pump yourself with a bunch of steroids, go ahead. Okay, but please remember, there's going to be side effects to that. The other solution is to just do it naturally, man. It's hard work, absolutely, but it's not as hard as working for the man. It's not as hard as sitting in a cubicle. It's not as hard as just sticking your hand out for some government cheese, you know, right? Letting some other person to tell you how free you are, what you can do. Dude, you're like these clouds back there, free, dude. You can be any shape you want, you choose to be, but you don't allow yourself because the system has made you think you're missing something, you're lacking something. Your brain has become so powerful that you're constantly thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking about all the possibilities and problems that may happen, which don't allow you to act, right? That allows you to have fear and anxiety. That's why a lot of people are on government cheese. A lot of people are on government cheese because they think that they can't make it out there. In their own mind, they might have beat down. Some of them, like I said, there's three types, dude. There's people that kind of need it. There are great people that just fell down a couple of months, boom, they're starting their own jobs. There's businesses. There's people that actually have college degrees or working two jobs, and they can't make it because so much of inflation, so expensive, right? Manipulation of assets, thanks to the bankers. And then there's the man, they don't want to work. They don't want to be their dreams for whatever reason. They're conditioned to that. And I don't disrespect any of these people. But I think that in the upcoming month, if the government shutdown is happening, right, that there's possibility to be riots, not only from the 40 million people or half of those people that are getting on food stamps, but for government state workers, to when the crash happens, from teachers, firefighters, because their pensions are gone, right? What do you think happened to it? Where do you think all that stuff went? I tell you, the bankers took it, dude. The bankers took it. Right? That's what they're good for, dude. They've been here Since the beginning of creation of money to manipulation, like in the 1930s, before they moved away to gold standards to paper, right, around that time. So, anyways, guys, I think there's going to be rise. I think that uh, I hope not, right? But maybe the government can't afford it anymore. Maybe the president realized that we can't afford having 800,000 workers that are in the government that don't really add value, because now there's weeks going by and we're still functioning without those people, right? So it's great times coming. But I'm also a high believer that there's going to be great opportunities coming, guys. Great opportunities. When this wealth change happens, you know, I'm going to be positioning myself so I do very, very well. And I'm going to share that stuff with you like I always have since 2013. Um, 99% of it for free. One, when these federal workers start defaulting on their mortgages, if you want to buy them, take over their payments, save their credit, because the banks don't care. They work for the government. They're still going to foreclose, right? If you want to find houses at a deep discount, if you're tired of paying all these middlemen from real estate agents or going to the auction where there's so many people there bidding on something, you want to find deals that you can't find because the discount's so much, or you can get owner financing, then I highly recommend joining my Flipping Wednesdays and also joining my mastermind together. It's a beast, dude. Okay, you're going to be your dreams, right? You have to be the one that has to do the work. Okay, let me tell you again, you got to be the ones doing the work. There's going to be work you have to do in the real world, and there has to be work in your mind that you have to do, because there's going to be things that are going to be your blockage, and I'm going to identify them and let you know. And it's your job to step over it. Some of my students can't do it. Some of my students do it. Okay. But I'll be honest with you, and without any fluff, I won't kiss your butt and pamper you. That's not what I'm about. My only goal is to help you get on the YouTube channel to tell other people. I don't care if you're white, Mexican, black, Chinese, you're tall, you're skinny, you're slim, you're fat. I don't care, man. I want all kinds of people, sizes, and shapes, so people can realize, dude, it doesn't matter how you look, what you're from, or what your accent is, what your abilities or disabilities. It doesn't matter, man. You can be your dreams in America, in these free countries, right? You can do so many different things besides work all the time and consume all the time, right? So, anyways, guys, great times are coming for some people. For a lot of people, it's going to be some sad times coming, and I'm so sorry about that. But I'm excited to buy a lot of houses. If you happen to be one of these people that are going to be going through these hard times, please message me. Right? I'd love to buy your house. I'd love to save your home. Okay, and I can help you. I've been doing this for quite a while now. Not only have I been doing this, I've been teaching a lot of people. I've seen other people. I help other people do it, and I want to help you. Okay. And if you know other people that want to sell their homes, I definitely pay a finder's fee. Just go to mrnofluff.com and submit a deal. Okay. Please read the instructions before you submit your deal. Okay. I'm not a retail buyer. I don't want to live in the house. I want to buy it at a deep discount, or I want to get owner financing, or call terms. All right. So, anyways, guys, if you want to learn how to get these deals too, again, Flipping Wednesdays. I'm having a flash sale. My wife twisting my arms because so many of you guys are messaging us saying you can't afford the $1,000 price. So here we go, man. I'm going to help you guys out before this crash really hits. I'm going to show you how to find the deals without spending no money. Now, this is a great program for new people. Okay. Even if you're a pro, it's great because I teach you how to find sellers, motivated sellers, I should say, for free without spending any money. You can't get better than that. Okay. You can systemize it, have virtual assistants do it. If you're a pro, and if you're new, then I'm going to teach you how you can do the sweat equity so you can get the calluses on your hands. Okay. But those calluses are going to help you down the line to systemize it and hire VA so you can become a pro. Okay. So, Flipping Wednesdays, guys, what is it? One day, 2 hours, live with me through your computer. We're going to find deals. Okay. Two, you get my course. That's take away home. You take it home, you study it, stand alone. I sell it for $1,000. It's called Owner Financing for Profits. And then three, you'll get my mastermind for 4 weeks continuously. So we meet 4 times for just $76. We're gonna waive the enrollment fee in the mastermind whenever you're a Flipping Wednesday customer. Okay, so this is a bargain. You're getting all three. It's a life changer. You could ask Victor, you could ask Avi, you could ask my students Eric, Jay, and so many other. Go check their website out. Look at their reviews, guys. I'm not gonna let you down.